DIPAPADI ho Lesedi FM.
Ke tla kopana le mokwetlisi jwale wa sehlopha sa Polokwane City ena ke monghadi Bubi Solomons, mme ha o le jwale he ke sentse ke re fela assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi barakatuh.
Coach, good evening and welcome to our program.
Thank you very much and good evening to all the listeners out there.
Congratulations on retaining your PSL status.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
How does it feel like knowing you will start now preparations from the beginning, kind of like getting the team a couple of matches into the season?
It's a good feeling, you know. The only thing that we are trying to get is as much players as possible, you know, to strengthen the squad. So hopefully we will get the players that we can afford and that we can get for the beginning of the season. But it's a nice feeling, you know, to know that you're starting right from scratch and right from the beginning, and you can do the things that you want to do instead of coming midway and just following on what others has already done.
What would you say the challenge was last season, apart from traveling?
One of the biggest downfalls was that we had too many inexperienced players that didn't have PSL experience in our squad. And a lot of the players that we've got that has got PSL experience, they didn't have a lot of games behind their back. It was new for almost everybody, except for Tapelo Chilo, Ishao Kanyenda, and a handful of guys, you know. And that, I think, has put us back, because now when you don't have experience that's gone through it, that's stood the test of time, has been in a war, then there's nobody to guide really and to build that confidence. And later in the season now we started getting that. But unfortunately we made some silly errors and allowed opposition to score in the dying minutes and, you know, things like that. So I think the lack of experience, which is, if you can look at the top teams, they don't take youngsters. You know, they buy players, and they buy players for big sums of money. They just take Sundowns, for instance. They were already winning the league. And in the December period, they bought Thabo Nketi for a couple of million rand. You know, that shows how it's important to have the quality and the experience to get you through situations.
How supportive management in ensuring that you get players that you need?
They are very supportive in a way, but obviously everything has to do with the salary of the player, the signing on fee, and you know, the term duration. So sometimes even as much as they are supportive, right now we don't have a sponsor. So it's not that easy to get, you know, as a coach, to get what you want or close to what you want, because it all depends on who's available, what it's going to cost, who is free, and what the club can afford, you know, or what the club put the value on. But I think we've knocked our heads. We knocked our heads in the previous season, and I hope that we're going to learn from that.
What lesson have you learned, Coach, last season? Meaning, if you were to do things differently, where would you start?
Firstly, you know, for me, attack is very important, and we need to be able to have players that can score goals. And because it doesn't matter how well you play or how many chances you create, we have to have players that can score goals. Now, that is a problem in South Africa, because our highest goal scorer scored 10 goals. So that is a problem, but in general. But we must have enough players who somebody is off form, that we have others that we can rely on and depend on, you know. That for me is a big thing, because I believe if you score goals, it takes a lot of pressure off the rest of the team, and then you can play better also. Once you are a goal up or 2 goals up, you play better. So that for me, I think, was a bit of a disappointment. The other thing was when I came here, we were leaking quite a lot of goals. And the first thing I did is to organize ourselves so that we don't concede early.
Coach, thank you very much for talking to us. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, my brother.
I think it will be about the players from this squad, although there are certainly quite a number of the players in both countries who are available for selection again. I think in a group it's different. You know, you could jockey for positions in group. When it gets to a final, you've got to win or lose, and everybody wants to win. So I hope it's a more open and entertaining game than it was when the World Cup itself was at stake